You gotta keep on breathing if you wanna make sense of it all. We will not fall.
And let's start seated with butterfly pose. So soles of the feet come together. We're going to take our yoni mudra. Our yoni mudra is with the thumb and the index fingers together. You make a kind of triangle or a diamond. And then that comes down just beneath the navel. So the fingertips point downwards. And then allow the shoulders to relax and allow the elbows to feel heavy here. So you're just resting the mudra amongst the belly, maybe closing the eyes or taking a soft gaze. Sitting nice and tall, try and feel relaxed here with the mudra and in butterfly. It might be an unusual posture to start for you, always something different. So maybe you like to start your practice in cross-legged, but for today, because we are focusing on our feet and our legs, I want us to be equal and balanced. So maybe closing the eyes, taking a soft gaze, and just taking a few steady breaths to become centered. And with each inhale, think about that breath starting at your root, the base of your spine. Travels up the spine on your inhale, and as you exhale, relax, release, let go. The breath travels down towards the hands, releasing any tension in the belly, and back down to the root and towards the earth. Going to be working with our Muladhara Chakra today for grounded work and balances, and also our Mula Bandha to draw in that pelvic floor seal, the lock, to prevent the loss of the downward force of energy, the Apana Vayu. So as you sit here, just be aware of your pelvis, be aware of your pelvic floor. Try to relax it for the moment. Let everything release. Let the knees be heavy. And our journey begins here. The Muladhara Chakra. The Muladhara takes root at conception and develops in our first year. At birth, we slip from our primary home into the arms of our caregivers as we prepare to create our roots here on earth. The first chakra is the most important, for it forms the base from which all the other chakras will develop. Within this storehouse lies the genesis for all we will become and all we have ever been. This center is our psychological and emotional home and is concerned with meeting our basic needs or physical survival. As babies, our programmed survival revolves around receiving care. If the seed of this energy center lands on fertile soil, we learn how to feel at home in our bodies and develop a sense of trust and safety towards the world around us. Tap into the power of the Muladhara lifeline when you feel fearful, uprooted, unbalanced, or pulled in many directions. The anchoring qualities will tether you back to safety and will remind you of your center, that you are enough, and this is the life draft for your survival, and a reminder of how far you have already come. So with some of those words in mind, maybe some of the phrases resonate with you, draw into your own sankalpa, your own intention for practice of feeling grounded, really tapping into the root, into the essence, releasing the yoni mudra, bringing the hands out to the side, resting the wrists on the knees, palms are open, receptive. Wiggle the fingers, caress and stroke the fingertips to the palm and the thumb. Circle through the wrists one way and the other, and circle through the shoulders. And lifting the knees together, give yourself a big hug, resting the belly, the chest over the thighs. Let the head be heavy and feel the feet here really starting to connect in towards the earth, onto your mat. And then if you can, try to roll back, keeping the arms around the knees. So you're going to draw the feet in towards you. You're going to slowly, slowly, slowly roll down through the spine. It's a bit hard. You might roll back, but try to roll through each and every vertebra of the spine and draw the knees in towards the chest. All winds pose, arms might rest on the top of the shins and lengthen the spine underneath you. Feel the bowl of the pelvis resting firmly down onto the mat. Relax the belly into the spine and the spine into the mat. And then start to circle into the ankles here. So drawing a big circle with the big toe, circling the feet outwards and then circling the other way inwards. So getting mobility back into the ankle joint, maybe after a long day on your feet. And then pointing and flexing through the ankle. So try to use the entire foot as you point all the way to the tips of the toes and then drawing the toes back towards you. Stretching the tops of the feet and the underside, the sole. And then relaxing the arms and then lifting the legs up towards the sky. Arms are out to side, palms face up here. Looking at the toes, looking at the tops of the feet, looking at the ankles. Maybe the knees are bent here. Maybe the feet are a little bit apart. Just notice what feels comfortable for you. As the legs are really heavy, try to let the gravity drop into the hips and the pelvis so that you feel even more grounded through the spine and the head. Try to think of the heels being in line with the hips so the feet aren't coming towards the head and putting pressure into the back of the hamstrings, and they're not further away from you, putting pressure into the abdominals to hold the legs. And then start to draw the toes back towards you. So you're pressing the soles of the feet up towards the sky. The backs of the legs might start to engage through the calves, back of the knees if they're straight or bent, and through the hamstrings. Keep drawing the toes back, pressing the soles of the feet away as if you were standing. And spread the toes. So draw the big toes in towards the center and the little toes out towards the outside. Try and increase the gaps between the toes. That's a big stretch in the underside of the foot. And gently release, Give the feet a shake, give the calves, the knees, the thighs a little wiggle, shake, whatever feels good. And relax the left foot down to the mat, either parallel with the hip and the sole of the foot on the floor, or open the hip and you can rest on the outer side of that left foot. Coming into half happy baby. So the right thigh comes down to the outside, taking hold of the foot, the ankle or the calf, and maybe the left arm goes out to the side. Draw the knee down towards the mat, the outer rib cage, pressing the sole of the foot up towards the sky, pressing the heel away. Few breaths. Nice and slowly release the heel, release the foot, take a butterfly pose. Soles of the feet come together, all 10 toes touch, and try and allow the knees to be heavy here. Maybe the anterior or the posterior tilt comes into play, so the natural lordosis of the spine arches away from the mat. And then start to reach the feet along towards the end of the mat. So you're extending the legs, keeping that openness through the thigh and the hip, and then take the feet out to the outer edges of your mat. Full Shavasana, deep breath out, relax everything here. Draw the knees in once more, roll and massage out through the spine. Right foot comes down, either the sole of the foot or on the outer edge, and let that knee drop out to the side. Open up through the left hip, take your half happy baby on the left side. Right arm might come out to stabilize you. Press the heel up towards the sky. Bend at the knee, relax the heel down. Meet the feet once more again in butterfly pose. Soles of the feet, tips of the toes touch. Relax into butterfly. Again, maybe that lordosis comes in as you relax the glutes and buttocks. And then once again, trying to keep the openness through the thigh as you start to extend the feet, keeping them as together as you can until the last possible moment when they're going to separate. And then the feet can come to the wider edges of your mat. Relax everything as you breathe out. Full Shavasana. Bring the toes and the heels together. Point the toes this time, so stretch the tops of the feet away. Inhale, arms reach up behind you, interlace the fingers, press back. The shoulder blades stay down, the hips stay down, but the entire spine might come off of the mat here as you stretch, stretch, stretch away. Keep breathing. And then release, hands come down by the hips, palms face down, and bring the soles of the feet in towards the buttocks. Take note of the knees in line with the feet, in line with the hips. Tiny pelvic tilts here, so lifting the pubic bone, rolling up through the sacral and the lower lumbar section only, and then roll down. Feel the bowl of the pelvis connect. If you like, you can reverse, you can tuck it underneath you. Some people do, some people don't. So rolling up, pubic bone reaches towards the sky, relax through the toes, feel grounded through the feet, arching on that tilt as you take it back. A few more. And then relax down and start to engage Mula Bandha. So Mula Bandha is that natural, that pelvic floor seal or the lock. So you draw in everything. Draw in the pelvic floor, you draw in the sphincter, and you still breathe. You're not holding the breath in any way. You're Just stopping that downward force of energy escaping from the pelvic floor. Now press into the soles of the feet, press into the palms, keep the Mula Bandha engaged, lift up to bridge, send the knees forward, roll onto the outer edges of your shoulders, lift the hips, glutes are engaged, Mula Bandha present. And gently roll down, shoulders, upper, middle, lower back. Draw the knees in, roll and massage out once more. And if you can here, you can start to bring the knees up towards the chest and roll up to seated. Come around this way. So drawing the toes up towards you, flexion through the feet. Maybe the heels come off of the mat. If this is uncomfortable for you, bend into the knees, but you can still bring the toes up towards you. And then start to point. So we're keeping the toes up, press through the ball, and then into a point. Draw the toes back, balls of the feet lift, and stretch into flexion. Twice more, point, and flexion, and point, and flexion. Circle the toes outwards. So you're drawing a big circle with the feet. Again, ankle mobility is important for our balances today and strength. And circle inwards. And then soles of the feet come together into butterfly pose. So here we give ourselves a little bit of tender loving care. Start to massage into the toes, remembering all of the toe joints, all of the knuckles. There's lots of bones going on in there. Pull the toes back. Really explore. Bring the hands on the inside of the feet and run down through the center of the sole of the foot. Not forgetting the top part, acupressure, traditional Chinese medicine does wonders, all the way down to the heel, that little kind of pocket of flesh underneath the ankle bone. Give that a little massage. Not forgetting the tops of the feet, and then come up into the calves. And if you've got a seam down the line of your leggings or trousers, just follow that with your thumb, pressing up into the calves. Up to the knee and back down again. Lifting the right foot, give yourself a little calf massage. Ankle massage. Again, rotations, noticing clicks, crunches, and just give that love to yourself. Switch sides. And then release to tabletop. Swing the legs around. Tuck the toes for your cow. Release to the tops of the feet for your cat. So really tuck the toes. Press the soles of the feet away. Inhale for cow. Exhale, tops of the feet press into the mat. Inhale, tuck the toes for cow. Exhale, cat. Twice more. Last time, come to neutral, widen the knees, big toes touch, and release back to wide leg child's pose. Reach the fingertips away, lengthen as you breathe in, and exhale all the way to the mat. Try to feel the toes connected, pressing into the tops of the feet. Drawing the hips back, then gently rolling up, walking the hands back towards the knees. Come all the way up. Unroll the spine, shoulders come back under hips, and then bring the knees together. Come forward, tuck the toes. Let's spend 1 minute in our toe stretch. Keep the ankles nicely connected so that they're not splaying out to the sides. The more weight that comes back into the toes, the more challenge this is going to be. If that's really uncomfortable, come forward to here. Give yourself a smile. And then gently release to the hands, release the toes, feel the recovery. Tops of the feet come down, and then ankles stretch here. We come back to the heels, hands come back behind us, maybe the knees start to lift. So deep stretch into the tops of the feet and the ankles here. So the more you come back, the more weight that goes into those feet. And nice and slowly release. Hands come forward, tuck the toes, and just come into a forward fold. So releasing the feet down, take them hip width apart. Just make sure that you take time to feel the feet start to ground you. Inhale, look forward to lengthen. Exhale, belly, chest to thighs, relax the head. Maybe you take hold of your arms here, Ganesh. Sway from side to side. Relax through the toes. Feel grounded through the entire foot. So equal weight is distributed between left and right, and also the entire foot of each leg. And then starting to straighten the legs if you wish to, coming into that full forward fold. Feel the stretch all the way from the Achilles, through the calf, the back of the knee, the hamstrings, right up to top of the sit bones. And then release hands, heel toe feet out. Find your Malasana, sinking hips down. This is where we're going to engage our Mula Bandha for Malasana. So draw in, pelvic floor. Remember that downward force of energy, the Apana Vayu. Lengthening sit bones down between the heels. Really being aware of your feet. The feet aren't rolling forward. You're strong through the ankle. And then release the hands. Lift the hips, heel toe back into parallel. Bring the feet all the way together this time. Big toes touch, heels slightly turn out, so there's like a centimeter between the heels. Exhale, full forward fold. Take the hands underneath the feet this time, so palms come under. Thumbs might connect into the center, little fingers spreading out to the side, and fold the body over. Nice and slowly release right, release left, and bring yourself up. Slowly, slowly roll up through the spine. Come into a standing, first time, mountain pose. Feel the feet underneath you. So think about the shoulders in line with the hips in line with the heels. There's weight distributed evenly. And let's do a little bit more foot warming up. So this time we release the foot forward and then we change. So it's a simple coordination exercise. We're going to change on each foot. So it's almost like a little horse prancing. So you can speed it up if you like, but really be aware of the feet here, the toes stretching through the tops of the feet. Okay, this time we're actually going to turn the feet out just a little bit. So you're going to do the same. So you press out, release the heel, change to the other side. The body stays where it is. It is just the feet and the legs moving. So try to keep that pelvic stability here. Good. And then the feet go a little bit wider. Do the same. So start with one, drop the heel, transfer. It's all about the feet and the legs today. And then go a little bit wider. Not too wide, but almost as wide as your goddess squat. And again, take the foot out and change. So body stays center. Woo! Losing my balance there. Last time, we come in, start to bend the knees nice and slowly. Arms reach out to the side. Knees don't roll inwards. Nice and out to the sides. Sink into your goddess squat. Holding for 5, 4. Draw in the abdomen, nice long spine. Not sticking the butt out for 2. Bend a little deeper, send the knees more. 1. Press through the feet, draw the inner thighs together. Heel, toe, feet in. Good. Standing at the back of your mat, come straight into a balanced tree pose. Left leg is your stabilizer, right leg either ankle, calf or thigh. And then release. Right leg is your stabilizer. Hope she doesn't call back again. Left leg. Press the foot into the thigh, thigh into the foot. Keep that hip nice and open. We're not tilting the body weight forward. Try not to grip through the toes here. We've done all that toe work, so make sure the toes are like nicely spread. Soles of the foot rooting you. And gently release the foot down. Inhale, arms up to the sky, palms face together, palms together, hips push forward, lift out of the lower back, and then bring the palms into center, nice flat back as you fold forward. Walk the hands out all the way into your downward dog, widen the feet, pedal out. Again, focusing on your ankles, toes, calves, knees, hamstrings. When you're ready, nice deep exhale, first downward dog. Both heels draw towards the back of the mat, pressing the chest towards the thighs. Coming forward into plank. Shifting the hips forward, pressing the soles of the feet away. You're pressing away from the mat, broadening across the shoulders. If you wish to, you can come all the way down into chaturanga. So lowering, elbows come in, and then you can release to the tops of the feet to come up into your up dog, or you can do your ground position cobra. And then take it nice and steady and tucking the toes, come back into downward dog. So really focus on the feet in those transitions. Let's do that once more. Come forward into plank. Make sure you choose your option of chaturanga, up dog or ground position cobra. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right leg lifts up and back behind you. Keep the toes pointing down towards the sky. And then gently open the hips. So squaring the shoulders off towards the front of the mat. You're pressing the sole of the foot away. Now pulse. So you're pressing that heel away. Bring the right foot to the right wrist. Come into your low lizard. Maybe winging that front foot so you can turn the heel and the toes out. You can use the blocks to support you here if you like. Release to the tops of the feet. Staying nice and tall through the chest, dropping the hips down towards the mat, drawing in through the abdomen. Try not to arch through the back. If you wish to, always options coming down. Further down onto your forearms, tucking the back toe, pressing forwards, backwards, always a nice one to come onto the toe, pressing back through the heel, reaching the fingertips underneath you to come up into a high lizard or on the blocks. Left arm comes down, right arm sweeps back around you, reach the fingertips towards that heel. Open and roll open the rib cage and chest to the sky. And then gently release the hand. Drop that back knee nice and gently and come into your half splits. Bring the right foot into the center. Inhale and exhale. Lengthen and fold over. Couple of breaths. And then here we're going to sit back into a half hero. So you're going to draw yourself back towards the mat. You're going to bring both sit bones down to the mat and bring that left foot out to the side. You can open the calf here. Knee goes forward, not out to the side. So bring that knee as close to that right leg as you can. Think about the tops of the feet pressing into the mat and sitting nice and tall. Drawing those toes up, engaging that underneath leg. Hands reach back behind you, fingertips face backwards. Point the foot and then lift the hips. Big quad stretch here. Long line from ankle to hip to shoulders. Good. And then gently release back and then bring that right foot in and tuck that foot underneath the buttock. So these are single leg squat presses. So if you can, try to press up to stand. You're going to keep pressure into that back foot and lower. So try to avoid getting cramp. Press up and lower. And last one, press up and lower. Walk the hands out. Return back to your down dog. Nice deep exhale. Few breaths. Take a child's pose if you need. Inhale, left leg up and back behind you. Remember, three-legged dog first, so release the right heel down towards the mat, stretch through that right leg, shoulders are nice and square to the front, turn those toes downwards, hips are square, then open the left hip as you bend into the knee, heel drops towards the buttock, pulse that heel away, 8 times. Then sweep that left leg to the front, drop it down into your low lizard for all of that prep. Hands to the blocks. Remember, knee over the ankle, toes might be facing out to the side, drawing the abdomen in. Throughout this entire practice, you can always introduce Mula Bandha at any point. Coming down to forearms. If you wish, tucking the back toe, pressing through the sole of the foot, heel presses away, rocking forward to the big toe and back a few times. And then coming up onto the palms, blocks or fingertips for high lizard. Palm comes down to the mat, sweep the left arm back around behind you, open the chest to the sky. And then bring yourself center, drop that back knee gently to the tops of the foot and bring that left foot into the center. Draw the toes up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, half splits. So sinking back into your half hero. So you slide the heel back and then take that right leg out to the side a little bit so that you can move the calf away and then get both sit bones down onto the mat. If both sit bones aren't connecting, you can always prop yourself up onto a block. And if that's particularly tight, into that right thigh, draw those toes up. Left leg nicely engaged, spine nice and long. And release the hands back behind you, ready for the press. Point the toes down to the mat, lift the hips, look along the body if you feel comfortable, up to the sky. And then gently release and bring that left foot in and then sit on the heel. So this time we're going to press through that left foot and we come up into stretch the back foot and lower. So you can always use the hands to balance you, or maybe they're in heart center. 3 times, always a challenge when we take it to the opposite side. Good. And then send that leg back and take it into your downward facing dog once more. 2 or 3 breaths, release the heels. Walk the hands back towards the feet. Exhale, full forward fold. And this time, either flat back brings you up to standing. Inhale, arms raise. Exhale, down to Tadasana. Notice how the feet feel coming into another balance. So this is your standing head to knee pose. So again, stabilize through the left leg. Want to draw up through that quadricep above the knee. Draw the right knee in towards the chest. Relax the shoulders, nice and long in the spine. Circle through the ankle. Give it a little bit of a help here. So your choice to have that leg bent or straight, and you can take the hands underneath the leg, underneath the foot, or holding onto the calf. Leg extends out in front of you, toes turned up towards you. Fold over the thigh. If you go to hot yoga, hot 26, I think it's called, this will probably be in there. Stabilize through that leg, left leg. And gently bring the knee back and release. So left leg comes up, nice long spine, circle through the ankle. And again, fold forward as you might want to take hold of the foot. You can always use straps here, obviously. Interlace the fingers underneath the sole and then start to extend. The chest and the belly are already halfway down to the thigh at this point, and then you can start to bring yourself down a little bit further. Harder is to bring the chin and the forehead down, or you can just look forward to the toes. Woo! Doing great work today. Deep, slow stretches. Can't balance on that leg. Bring it back into center and release. Nice long spine, Tadasana. Good work. Inhale, arms up, palms together. Push the pelvis forward, little back bend. Lift out of the lower back. Draw the hands in towards the forehead. Exhale, fold. Deep breath out, walk the hands out, find your downward dog once more. Deep exhale. Couple of breaths. Take a child's pose if you need. And then lowering the knees. We're going to take a full hero this time. So knees go wide. Again, you can always sit on a block or a bolster. Lift up the calves, roll them out of the way. The knees come together and point forward. Maybe the sit bones are coming between the heels. And just use the hands here to just press into the feet. So as you press and roll the tops of the feet downwards, the hips might lift away from the mat. It's a good little ankle and a connection to the feet. And then take your hero as it comes to you today. Maybe going all the way back to the mat, but keep those knees reaching forward. Lovely. A few more breaths. And then gently bring yourself up. Elbows, hands, come back up into kneeling. Return to a thunderbolt pose. So bring toes together, knees together, and sit back if you feel comfortable. Palms face up. Take a moment's rest. Just reconfigure the spine. Just respond. Hands come out in front of you, tuck the toes, back to downward facing dog. Deep exhale, release the heels. Inhale, right leg goes up and back behind you, three-legged dog. Sweep it all the way through, meet the hands and come up into a high lunge. Pressing that sole of the foot back behind you. You can always drop the knee down to the mat. You can always be in a nice low lunge if you need to today. So looking forward at the front of your mat, we're going to bring the hands forward and we're going to lift that leg up into your warrior three balance. Arms might go out to the side. Remember, warrior three is closed hips, so the inward rotation of your thigh, turning the toes down, finding your balance in warrior three. Stabilize through that supporting right leg, release back gently to the lunge, arms raise, hands come down, step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg this time. Sweep it all the way through. Find your high or low lunge. Arms reach up, sink the hips, bend into that front knee. And then looking forward, find the focal point to step forward nice and gradually lifting that foot away from the mat. Turn the toes, flex the foot, press the sole of the foot away. Aeroplane warrior, or hands might be at the heart center. Gently release the foot back, gently, smoothly to your lunge. Release the hands down to the mat, frame the front foot, take it back into your downward dog. Now's an opportunity to do a connecting vinyasa if you want to. Coming forward into chaturanga, up dog, ground position, cobra. Take a child's pose should you need. And then looking forward, And walking the right foot and the left foot to the front of the mat. Exhale, full fold. Feel grounded through the feet and start to release onto the tips of the toes here. So toes are coming together. All right, so we're going to balance here. Knees go out. So we've done a lot of work into the quads, a lot of work into the feet. A lot of work into the legs for strength. We're going to press up to standing on our tiptoes. So rising up. Keep on your tiptoes there. And guess what? We've got to go back down. So send the knees forward. Keep the spine in line with the hips. Lower, lower, lower. And release to the mat to seat. Well done. Good. So half fire log pose. So right leg crosses over left. We're going to flex through that foot, so make sure that it's nice and comfortable on the thigh. If it's not comfortable, maybe if you have something, a cushion or a blanket, maybe press a little bit of weight into there. Draw those toes up, underneath leg is engaged, and then start to fold forward over the leg. Maybe you can hold that foot, maybe you can hold that foot. Gives it a bit of release into the thigh. Each breath, let's go a little bit more. And slowly roll up. Place that foot on the outside. We're going to come into a twist. Taking the hand back behind you. Get the belly free. Elbow might come over. The knee sitting nice and tall. This is building us up to a peak pose. It's getting much darker in my conservatory now. Bring yourself back into center. Release the legs into wide leg. Toes turn up towards the sky. Sit nice and tall. Take a fold from the hips. Walk the hands forward. Nice flat back here. Toes are turning up. You're flexing through the ankles. From here, extend the feet. So point through the feet, stretch the feet away, and then roll up. Draw the knees in, and windscreen wiper, right and left. So this time, left leg comes across for that half fire log. Sitting nice and tall, flexion through the foot there, so you're pressing away through the sole of the foot. That right knee, you might need to put some weight on, and then you can start to fold forward. Maybe taking hold of the foot. This is definitely a more comfortable side. If it's really not comfortable up on the thigh, bring it down on the inside. Yeah. That's it. Because I know how heavy that leg is, and a lot of pressure into that upper knee and lower quad. Deep exhales, let go. Relax the shoulders. Start to roll up, place the foot down, really ground through that big toe, sitting nice and tall. Take the hand behind you, get the belly free, elbow comes over the knee, and come into the twist. Really feel all 5 toes pressing into the mat on that left foot. Bring yourself into center. Take the legs wide once more. Press the heels away. Fold from the hips. And maybe you get a little bit deeper into that wide leg forward fold. Keep the sit bones grounded. Toes are drawing up towards the sky. Really pressing through the sole of the foot. We've got so much foot energy here. And then point the feet. Exhale a little bit deeper in the fold. And then roll up through the spine. So this time, peak pose, double pigeon or fire log pose. So right leg comes underneath you, flexion into that foot. This foot goes over the top. You can use blocks to support. So if you put the block underneath that top knee, okay? Oh, lovely, good. Keep the flexion in both feet. Your choice, you can stay upright or you can take the fold forward. So it's much deeper into those glutes, the piriformis. It's definitely a challenging posture, but I feel that we've worked up to that one. This is much better than I did earlier. Few breaths, really try and allow the exhale to help you here to release any tension. Sit with the challenge, but not the pain. Walk the hands back, lift that top leg, and just rotate a little bit through the hip, rock the baby, and then swap sides. So if you can, what we're trying to do is place one knee, one foot on top of one knee, and you will have one side that is most definitely easier than the other. Keeping the flexion through the feet, keeping the pelvic stability, and then folding forward if you wish. Oh, this is definitely not a good side. Nice work. Use the props as you need. So remember, this is a Muladhara practice. It's very rooting, grounding. That's why we've got a number of standing balances in there, a lot of leg work, a lot of foot and ankle work. Pelvic stability, pelvic floor, Mula Bandha. And gently and slowly roll up, take that right foot, and again, just release with a little rocking the baby. Good, so swing the legs around, and if you want to come sideways onto your mat, we are coming into frog pose. So with frog, pad out the knees as you need. The feet here again are flexed, so the toes turn back towards you. There is a 90-degree bend into the ankles and a 90-degree bend into the knee, maybe using blocks or bolsters as you need, and let the body weight drop the hips downwards. Maybe rock forwards and backwards to find that point of resistance. Because if you push the hips back towards the heels even further, you're going to find that inner groin stretch. Draw the belly up. Try not to arch too much into the spine. Each exhale might drop you a little bit further towards the mat. And when you are ready to come out, rock the body forward towards the hands, bring the knees, bring the toes to touch, and then walk the hands back. And then lift the knees together to come into kneeling, sitting nice and tall. Well done. All right, let's come down onto our backs. So maybe having a strap handy, rolling down through the spine, returning to where we started, drawing the knees in, rolling, massaging out. And take the legs straight up to the sky this time for full dead bug. So maybe the toes, the heels are connected, maybe the knees are bent. Arms release up, shoulder blades are flat down, grounding you, and start to rotate again. Ankles, wrists. Give a little shake through the legs. Let all that lymphatic drainage come down to the hips and the shoulders, and then close the eyes. Find 10 breaths here in dead bug. Try to imprint the spine into the mat, dropping through the hips and the pelvis. If you can here, bring the feet towards the hands. Maybe you take hold of the big toes and you're still lengthening the tailbone along the mat. You can always bend the knees here. Maybe you're taking hold of the feet, the ankles, or the calves. But try to keep the spine as long as possible here. So this is a deep stretch all the way from the spine right down to the Achilles and the heels. And then from here, we're going to draw those knees to happy baby. So opening the hips, separating the feet, holding onto the toes or the heels. Full happy baby. Rock and roll from one side to the other, dropping a knee to the mat. Come back into stillness. Nice deep exhale. Draw the knees down. Press the heel up towards the sky. And your choice here to extend the legs from the knee. So push the heels away to extend. Keep that tailbone nice and grounded. You can always release the toes at this point and bring the hands on the inside of your thighs as extra weight. Release the hands to the outer edges of your mat, palms face up. This time, draw the inner thighs together. Bring the legs back into the center. And keep one leg where it is. Draw the abdomen into the spine, spine into the mat. Keep the right leg exactly where it is. It doesn't move. Lower the left. Come into that warrior 3 position. So what happens is usually when we would lower that left leg, the right leg might come towards the head. So try to keep the heel over hip and switch, scissor, nice slow control. So left leg, heel over hip, right leg lowers. Bring it up, switch, really nice control. Draw abdomen to spine, spine to mat. These are your warrior 3s. Last time, change legs, left leg lifts, right leg lowers. Keep the right leg where it is. Bend the left knee in towards the chest. Give it a press and relax everything here. Relax the feet, Relax the legs. Next exhale, use the strap or your hands to extend that leg up. This is your standing forward fold. Draw the body away from the mat towards that left leg. Draw the elbows in tight towards the calf and the knee. And if you can, keep the leg where it is. Breathe out. Roll the body back. See if you can get that leg any closer. Chest, face, toes above the head. Nice and slowly release the leg, let it float down. Take a moment in Shavasana. Wiggle out, swaying the hips. Left leg stays long, right leg in towards the chest. Relax everything. Next exhale, lift the leg up towards the sky. And then exhale, draw the body in. Elbows tuck tight into calf. Keep reaching that left leg along the mat. Lift up the body a little bit more. Keep the leg where it is if you can, or take it with you as you start to roll down. Shoulders, head come to the mat. And then release the hands. Let the leg float all the way to Shavasana. Shimmy out as you need. Let's take a reclined twist. Draw the knees in. Roll and massage out. And take both knees over to the right. Maybe use that right hand to just hold on to that top left thigh. Open through the left shoulder. Breathe in, draw the knees back into center. Roll over to the left, take the left hand to the right thigh and open up right side of the body. Release the hand, use the core, draw the legs back into center. And bring the heels as close to the buttocks as you can here. So maybe the fingertips might come around the heels. So you can hold on to the ankles, you can hold on to the heels, whatever feels good. And then release the hands and press up into a bridge. Send the knees forward, hips lift. Press into the soles of the feet. Relax the toes. Feel the heel, the ball of the foot. Lift the hips a bit more. Maybe interlace the fingers as you roll all the way over onto your outer shoulders. Get a little bit more height. So hopefully the quads, the hamstrings are nicely worked out to roll down through the spine and take the last butterfly of our practice. Soles of the feet come together. Find Yoni Mudra. Find 5 breaths here. And then release the hands and the mudra. And then keeping the feet together as much as you can all the way. Slide them along to the end of the mat. At some point they're going to start to want to separate. And at that point, reach them out to the wider edges of your mat and relax into your Shavasana. Make sure you're nice and warm. Slowing everything down now. Stilling the mind from distractions and outside thoughts, drawing yourself inwards. Take a long, slow, deep breath from the root to the crown. And as you slowly breathe out from the crown down to the root. Let the weight of your bones drop to the floor. Let your body feel heavy. And continue to breathe. Slow and steady breaths which sustain you. Each breath is a reminder that you have all you need right now. Breathe into your body with love and respect. This body, this life you have created, is your forever home. It is your refuge, your personal oasis in times of need. Now go inside to a place that feels stable, solid and unmoving. A place where you feel at ease and protected. Sense its location, its colour, and its shape. And take your breath to this place, as this is your safe haven. This place within is your anchor. It is patient and silent, and always there, whenever you need it. Taking a few deeper breaths just to bring awareness back into your surroundings, your room, your mat, and your body. Bringing soft and gentle movement to the fingers, the wrists, the toes, the feet. Stretching, drawing knees in, rolling, massaging. Doing what you need. Taking time and returning up to seated, sitting it back into butterfly pose. Soles of the feet connected. Hands come into Anjali Mudra, sitting tall. Maybe the eyes are closed. Taking steady and slow breaths. Take a note how you feel. Take a note how the legs, the hips, the pelvis, and particularly the feet and the ankles feel. A strengthening, grounding, and stabilizing practice for the Muladhara Chakra. Drawing into your Sankalpa and how that Sankalpa may help you on and off the mat. Always remembering to thank yourself and particularly your legs and feet today. Namaste.